Yeah.
Yes.
Pokemon. Sorry, go ahead.
All right, let me type it. It is Call to Shadow. They make you guys a scribe channel. This is where you can post character art, where you can post anything important to the plot. The Call to Shadow regular chat is just for people to react.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ore.
That's all.
Okay, a lot of the things, some of you, I am going to give you backstory in this very first game in front of everyone, and it's sort of improv. It's just sort of going to be dropped into your lap because it fits the overall narrative. Bear with me. I do a ton of improv. I have a outline for the campaign and more or less where it's going to go, though not everything has a proper name of yet. I can show you the map when it comes time. Lots of the names are going to change. So, for now, which depicts Osgiliath, Minas Tirith, and the horrible domain known as Mordor, is effectively our setting. You asked for Lord of the Rings, and so you shall get it.
I love it. The Gandalf kid.
Our tale does not start pleasant. A great calamity befell the realms of man, bringing all of the races into a war against a single entity known as the Shadow. The Shadow has since been called many names. The Calamity, the Broken King, the Silence, the Nothing. A tenuous peace was formed 100 years ago. Elves, man, dwarves, and Goliath met in a chamber. Treaty for peace. None should ever attempt to use the power of the Shadowlands. Outlawed is the magic of necromancy and those that beckon the King of the Deep. Those of you that are playing any type of nobility, your first roll is going to be a history. Those of you that are not of nobility will roll an insight. Depending on your roll, you will learn the name that most dare not whisper. Okay, Diz, what did you get?
Oh. It's not good. History. 3 total.
Nice. All right, Ink, what'd you get?
15.
Okay. Solana.
18.
Okay. Craven, what did you get?
7.
Okay, and Theo.
I rolled a 5.
Okay. I think it's fitting. Wait, remind me one more time, Solana, what'd you get?
I got an 18.
18. So Solana and Ink. Okay. The Dark King, the Shadow King, the Dweller in the Depth. His name is Zimrahil Malor Gothmog.
Gothrog or Gothmog?
Gothmog. The Calamity. I typed it in scribe for you.
Thank you.
At his side was his champion, Ulfang, an ogre Goliath with stone giant blood. Zimrahil and Ulfang swept the world in darkness and pain. It was power they sought. The power of the world between worlds. The Shadowlands. The Vale. There is no god over this land, though the Raven Queen try as she might. The in-between is a limbo filled with tumultuous pain and suffering. It's 100 years ago today, champions fought against an apprentice of Zimrahil. See, what did I name this guy? Ah, yeah, Isengrim. A man, self-made man from the wall. A predecessor of the Kelros family. Solana, this is your ancestor. Isengrim betrayed his family, his honor, his people, and the wall fell. So great was the battle there that it is said the mountains themselves were created, and this was in Zimrahil's time, not in Isengrim's. Let me make that clear. Isengrim did seek to destroy the wall and put down the men that keep those of the Deadwood at bay. The Deadwood is said to be the resting place, though unofficial, of Ulfang. But that is neither here nor there. That is just a story. Right? Those of you that rolled high enough, know. Everyone else, evil magics are outlawed. Use your powers for good. And don't utter Zimrahil's name, for he may look beyond the veil into your very soul. Alright, back to happier times.
Ah. Trauma.
Yeah.
Take me back.
Here, I got the perfect one for you guys. We start our adventure in a small town. Pleasant enough. The people are mostly hobbits. Oh, my internet.
My internet.
And half elves. The mayor are known as the Proudfoots.
Proud feet. Sorry.
Yeah, the Proudfoot family. The current standing mayor is Bill Proudfoot. He's a whopping 3.5 feet tall, friendly enough bloke, and he enjoys dining at Betty's Slice of Life, an inn and tavern that boasts the best apple pie that you'll ever try this side of the wall. A home and hearth run tavern by Betty and her own, where they cater to folks that come down through the narrow, headed north or south, mostly adventurers looking to make their own claim. We're going to start with Theo and Diz. Go ahead and describe your characters.
Would you like me to start?
Yeah, go for
Either
it.
one.
Go for it.
Yeah.
All right. So, my character, Theonidas, is a 7-foot Goliath fighter, raised by not Goliaths. His mother, an infernal elf, and his father, a chubby half-elf, and lived a pretty peaceful life. Learned how to cook, loved cooking. A lot of his life was admiring his parents and their interactions and their love. He is like I said, a fighter. He dons a chainmail dress, kind of, with a long sleeved red shirt in the inside, some green pants, and then a leather belt to kind of put the dress together in a way. He has a big braid. He's bald, but has a big braid in the back of his head that kind of goes down to kind of like the middle of like where his abs would be, right? Yeah, that's pretty much that's Theo or Theonidas. A lot of people would know him as Theo around around his town, which is Tower Town, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah, Tower Town is the place that he was brought to as a child. Oh yeah, but he was abandoned by Goliaths and picked up by his parents, his new parents, and
Tower Town is here.
yes,
Got it.
and he was picked up by his parents, who gave him his last name, which is Theonidas Elfwind. So there you go. That's Theo.
And Diz.
We're at are we at
You two are just coming into
Betty's
town.
Slice? Oh, okay, just coming into town. Okay, so
Mhm.
so Diz is an orc, full-blood orc, who has red skin. He has a red and black mohawk, and the sides of his head are shaved, permanently shaved because he has tattoos that mark both sides of his head. Various orcish piercings. Insert piercings here. And he doesn't wear like a lot of clothing, not the typical amount of clothing that you would see on normal anybody, but he just has the typical barbarian drab with cloths held together by leather straps and such. And yeah, he has a very noticeable feature about himself that if those know of orcs, he has very small tusks in comparison to other orcs. He's pretty big dude. He stands 6'8", and has tattoos on both of his shoulders as well. And he's just wandering into the town, kind of clueless looking, really like taking in the scene, looking around like a lot more than the usual passerby would be.
You are taller than some of the buildings.
Ah, very well. I'm checking out the roofs.
All, but some. Both of your shadows sort of cast this long umbrella over the small folk here. They are quite small. What are you guys' passive perceptions?
Passive 13. Is 12.
13 for me.
13 and 12, okay. There are a group of curly-headed hobbit children watching you in awe. Not too far. They're right by a crate. Around them, there's several chickens, a couple dogs. One of the dogs is like very short and elongated. It looks like it could be a sausage. It's on a leash to a little red-headed girl. Some of the adults look at you, but most of them give you a glance or two, or maybe three, and then they return to their business.
At anybody that looks my way and I make eye contact with them, I just want to like smile as like big as I can and like wave at them. But like my smile, like I really don't know how to smile properly. It's very like almost like a snarl looking kind
like
of
Beast
smile.
After he gets washed, and they're like, smile, and he's like, "Arr!"
Yeah. But I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to be as like nice looking as possible.
All right, I gotta make a roll for this girl. This little girl with the weenie dog seems to be sort of the like ringleader of these probably 8-year-olds or younger, right? She waves and then like has to like literally crane her neck all the way up to see the two of you as she approaches with her dog. The dog begins to pull, trying to pull away. And she says, "Are you lost?"
I'm gonna kneel down and say, "Ooh, puppy," and I'm gonna try to reach my hand out towards the
handle
dog.
animal.
Okay. Oh, yeah, 13.
Yeah. It takes a second, but she says, "Marigold, come on, let him pet you. He looks nice enough." And then while you're petting Marigold, she says, "Mom tells me that orcs eat dogs for breakfast." And Marigold like, looks at the little girl. Is that true?
I'm gonna pet the dog, I'm gonna pet the dog, and I'm gonna say, me have dog too. Big dog, sharp fang.
The weenie dog slowly backs away from you and hides behind the girl. Oh. All right.
Stinky sometimes.
Yeah. The poop. It's a thing. And she picks up the weenie dog up on her hip. And then she looks at your Goliath companion.
Okay,
Are you
at this
friends?
point, at this point, can Theo and like Diz like kind of like walk in like separately from town?
If you'd like to not have been traveling together.
Yeah, but like run into each other. Is that okay?
If you'd like that, you can.
Okay.
But you
Yeah.
also could have met on the road into town.
Mm.
But all it would take is for Theo to roll a perception if he's coming
Okay.
from the other direction.
All right.
Yes. Yeah. If you're cool with that, Nathan.
Yeah, of
Or
course, of
Theo.
course.
Okay.
Sure. Can I roll now?
This is where you guys will be meeting each other then.
All right.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Are we meeting up in Tower Town?
No.
It's a different town.
You're headed to the equivalent of the Shire.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
You're looking for Arendor.
Okay.
This is supposedly where he is. Because you want some answers.
Mm-hmm. So roll for perception?
Mhm.
Alrighty. 13 plus 3, 16.
Okay. It is not hard to spot a huge fucking orc in the middle of Hobbiton.
Who is currently kneeling down, talking to a little
Girl
halfling
is
girl.
the size of his bicep. And he's talking falteringly and in common, attempting phrases that seem foreign and hard for his mouth to form around. And the girl is just asking him, why do you eat dogs? Go ahead and describe... Oh wait, you already described your character. Never mind.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, I'm going to start walking into town, and I'm just like taking in everything, trying to see.
Everyone's staring at you. You're huge.
I'm just waiting hello, everyone.
shit.
Hello. And then I see Diz from the distance, and I go, Diz, my friend. Hello, how are you?
I'm gonna look up Theo, and I'm just gonna start running, like almost full sprint.
Okay. Several mothers are like, watch where you're running! As they're like pulling out their children from underfoot. There's a couple of them that shake their fists at you. But the two of you meet and you're standing over this tiny well.
Immediately I'm just gonna kneel down like beside the tiny well and like put my elbow on like the cusp of like the well opening.
Okay.
And it like extend my hand out.
And then I
Oh,
go,
no.
another test of strength, friend. And then I also kneel down and put my arm, and we get into like an arm wrestling thing.
Okay. Rolling athletics.
Athletics. All right.
Wait, where's my athletics? I see. Ooh, wait.
18.
Okay. Ooh. Shit. How do I add? Athletics.
Mhm.
24.
Oh my god. All right.
There's my arm.
There's like some weird like slow golf claps around. There's sort of like a middle-aged halfling man. Got some gray in his hair. Is just sort of like looking side to side. He's the leading of the clapping.
I'm gonna
Are
stand.
you fellers lost? Or are you performers? Someone else is like, fight him again!
No, not performers. And I'm gonna stand and help Theo to his feet.
I said, thank you. We're actually here because I'm looking for Arendor. Do you perhaps know where he might be?
Are you going to say that to the people or to Diz?
Oh, no.
To the person questioning, like, are you lost?
Oh, the little girl.
Yeah. Like, do you know where Arendor is? Perhaps.
She just shrugs and then holds up her weenie dog. This is Marigold.
Have you seen any person that might look like an old wizard, perhaps?
The person who was yelling, fight. He's like, oh, hi! I've seen the wizard.
Oh, yes.
You'll find him at Slice of Life.
Slice of life.
It's the tavern just yonder. Keep on the narrow lane past Egg Trail. You'll find it.
All right.
I'm gonna look at Theo, and I'm also gonna ask him. You also looking for shit? What was the name again?
Arendor.
Arendor. You
Oh,
also
okay.
looking for Arendor?
Oh, my friend, I am looking for Arendor. I need answers.
Me too.
That's the person.
Just go with you.
Yes, of course. Let us travel together to Slice of Life.
Yes.
So we're gonna
Where-
head over to Slice of Life. Starting making our way.
One of you may roll investigation, the other can help, or you can roll survival. Either one.
I'll roll survival.
I'm just gonna follow Theo.
Survive.
Okay. You want to help him out? You can give him advantage.
Yes, I will help.
Okay.
Do I roll for advantage?
You can roll with advantage.
Okay, 18, 21.
21. Okay.
21.
On your way to Slice of Life, you find telltale signs of Arendor's presence. A couple kids rush by with sparklers. There is a mom holding this large rocket cannon, looking at it like, oh, what am I supposed to do? And there seems to be a party just across the street from the tavern. There's an open field where maypoles are being erected and signage is being put up and tables. Looks like there's to be quite a feast. The typical candy, which is more or less salted caramels, you see people pulling them out of their pockets and popping one into their mouth as they continue to work. There's camp cook fires out in this field. It feels very Renaissance festival. And these little people, so full of light and life, are just rushing through grass almost as tall as they are to set everything up and trim up the grass and set up these decorations. And we're going to pause with the two of you as you approach this larger person-sized tavern. Looks like it caters to all size. There's a small fellow entrance and a large fellow entrance. We're going to go across town. Ink.
Mhm.
Also, I can hear myself through somebody's mic.
Oh.
So if you could figure out who that is and please fix. You arrive at Proudmoor, which is like Hobbiton, run by the Proudfoot folk. They're all very small, and they're all openly staring. Someone who displays such altercations to their body is almost more jarring than the massive Goliath and half orc. When you go to approach someone to ask them, they hide.
Okay. He just
You know Arendor's here. Just don't know where.
he will simply just kind of lower his head as they walk away from him. And just
It's a full
continue walking
sprint.
in.
It's not just it's a full sprint. It's
Yeah,
like
he still
someone like
does.
threw themselves into a bush. Like,
Oh my god.
He still does as if like greeting them goodbye, and he continues walking forward.
okay, roll a
And
perception.
just going through perception. You say?
Mhm.
That would be a 23.
Okay, so you were technically on the south side of Proudmoor, which is more like farm and like more spread out, sprawled places.
Mhm.
You catch a whiff of smoke, and it's got this very sharp spicy scent to it, like hot peppers. And then there's a chuckle. Your eyes are drawn up to the very lower branches of this wide tree. There looks to be a man. He's got leathers on, a dirty cloak. He has a quiver strapped to his chest. One in the front, one on the side, and then a bow on his back. Looks like he has a long sword, blackened boots. Seems to be chuckling at you. His face is mostly hidden by the foliage.
Hello.
You're scaring the small folk, it would seem.
He just looks around. It seems so. Am I threatening?
They're just not used to your kind. And then he flips down. So he's hanging from his knees, still smoking. His cloak is like dragging on the ground. You can see that he only has one eye. The other is covered by a patch. Doesn't look very clean. He looks adventuring. You can see that when you move a little closer, you can see that he has a pack and like a bedroll under the tree. Like maybe he's just taking a rest, maybe a lunch break. So he's hanging by his knees upside down looking at you and says, "You're one of those funky elves, huh?"
I am one of many Shadarkai.
"Oh, that's what they're called." And he snaps, "That's right." And then he like causes a couple rings to spout forward.
He would lower his head towards him as a greeting and looks back up. Do you happen to know where I may find... looking at notes. Trying to remember names. Arendar.
"Oh, the wizard."
Yes.
"Aye, you're gonna find him at Slice of Life. It's where most travellers end up. Finest apple pie you've had this side of the wall."
Apple pie. I've
You
heard
haven't-
of this.
"I recommend it. Just don't get too addicted. You'll get fat in no time."
He nods his head, bows, and thank you.
What'd you say your name was, Shadarkai?
Oh, you may call me Ink.
"Pleasure. The name's Learwick." And then
Sorry,
he
what was that?
Learwick, Lerwick. And then he backflips and then straightens. So he's standing and approaches you and holds up his hand. He's shorter than he seems. Probably stands about 5'8".
It is my pleasure to meet your acquaintance, Learwick.
Same. Never seen one of your kind alive. Not that I'm threatening you, just... you know.
My kind do not stray far often. Thank you, Learwick,
Sure.
for this moment.
Have a good day to you. And, try not to get in any trouble. Seen a couple of your kind lately. All dead, though. Kind of
I
worrisome.
see. Well, thank you again for this moment. Nods his head and he starts walking in.
You hear him mutter, "Strange guy." And then you hear a... and when you glance, there's this little purple dragon that crawls up onto Lyric's shoulder. He reaches up and scratches it, and you can see that he's talking to it. It seems to be understanding him. And he just watches you mosey.
Can we assume that I already have my familiar as well?
Mm-hmm.
In that
You
case,
can summon them whenever you wish.
he just kind of. So he much like the art posted, he has one arm just kind of resting within his like yukata, while the other half is out off the shoulder, and he is with his free hand he reaches up to this guy, Ariana, calling upon this inky-looking raven that comes fluttering down onto his arm.
Okay, she caws. She twists, and then free falls and twists, and then lands lightly under your forearm.
And as he looks up to her, Aliana, would you please find this? What was the name of the tavern again?
Slice of life.
Would you please find this slice of life? And he reaches up his arm to let her out.
Okay.
And he continues walking. Very
She's just like,
very patient, slow pace.
let me enter. Let me enter.
Yeah.
Still taking in the sights.
Yeah.
Nice.
He likes to kind of enjoy every moment.
Okay. So she's going to be looking. I'm actually going to have you roll either an investigation or survival with advantage because she is assisting you.
Investigation or survival, you said.
Mhm.
Perfect. That'd be a 19 investigation.
Nice. Doesn't take you too long to find Slice of Life this morning. But we're going to pause there. And we're going to move to Craven.
Yes.
Your situation is a little complicated. The reason you are here looking for Arendor is because you are the only one that knows that the king is missing. It is imperative you find him. I'm not going to make you start with a level of exhaustion, but you have been riding all through the night. From King's Keep to Proudmoor, where typically Arendor can be found this time of the year. He's particularly fond of the halflings festivals, and especially the cakes that come with their party. You also know he's incredibly fond of their squash wine. He has a tendency to buy them out and then be an alcoholic the rest of the year. So, you're looking for him wherever he may be.
All right.
Would you, just sort of retroactively, would you have brought anyone with you? Or would you have taken this quest alone?
I probably would have taken it alone.
Okay. So you, retroactively, must roll me a stealth with advantage.
$21.
Okay. You don't think anyone knows that you're missing. So you arrive from the east side of Proudmoor, and it is a pleasant enough, picturesque little town. Some of the buildings are so tiny, there's no way you could fit in unless you were to crawl in on your belly. But boy, are they adorable. It's like mid-morning, market day. It's pretty busy. There's people hustling and bustling. What would you like to do? Describe your character as well. Sorry. I also didn't have Ink describe his character. Sorry. So, we'll describe Ink when he gets to a slice of life, and I go back around. But go ahead and describe what your character looks like.
Okay. So Craven is about 5'9", 150 pounds. He's not particularly muscular, but he's got sort of a toned, dexterous build. Short brown hair, and like a strong posture. He tries to look like he's walking with purpose. His skin is pretty light, but not quite pale. Got blue eyes that are a little bit sunken in, particularly so now, I guess, since he's pretty exhausted and a little bit dirtier than usual right now. So typically he tries to be very clean. And so I guess coming in, he's just going to look for the nearest probably stall or person who's selling stuff.
All right, they have cheese curd. The minute you walk up, the young hobbit, bright-eyed, blonde, curly hair, says, "Top of the morning to you. Can I offer you a cup of coffee with your cheese? It'll help you perk right up."
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the offer, but unfortunately, I am on a mission. Can you point me to the nearest place to find your squash wine?
Oh, that'll come out tonight.
Tonight. Okay. Well,
Yeah, that's in the Brandywine's field.
Brandywine's field. Okay.
Aye, you'll find it right across the big tavern, Slice of Life. That's where they're going to be rolling in all the barrels.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Are you sure you don't want something to eat, sir, and maybe just one shot of quick beans? You look tired. Not bad, right? You're still a handsome bloke, but you look real tired.
Sure. Just a little bit for now.
Right.
Thank you.
On the house. Here you are.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And he gives you this small canvas, like square, that has a couple bites of cheese, and they're all sort of stuck together, also known as like squeaky cheese. Pretty sharp. And the cup that he hands you barely fits in your pointer finger, middle finger, and thumb. It's like tiny. He's like, "Careful, it's quite bitter. It'll help you feel better though."
He's just gonna down it and like all the cheese kind of at one time.
Constitution saving throw.
I love it.
Oh boy, we got a nat 1. Just a
Oh,
one.
Yeah,
That's it.
all right,
Let's
so you end up
go.
you down the very, very bitter coffee, immediately take a bite out of the cheese like ball, and then you end up spitting it all out over this hobbit.
Oh no!
It tastes great. Thank you. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. He's just gonna start walking off towards the
The
field.
hobbit picks up his apron and starts wiping off his face.
Oh.
He doesn't say anything, but you make it probably like 50 steps, and you're stopped again. Elderly woman. She says, "Your face has and she points. "You're gonna want to wipe it off, Sonny." And then she just keeps walking, and she's got this kind of hunched over vibe, but it's a little condescending, her tone. But you can tell that she feels better about herself because she told you had shit on your face.
Okay. I'm fine.
Roll an investigation.
Gonna wipe his face off and
Natural 1.
get an 11.
Ooh.
On investigation,
Yes.
you certainly find a field, but there are no decorations whatsoever.
Oh boy. Okay. All right.
Straighten from where he's plucking potatoes, and he's giving you this "what the fuck" look. You're lost, huh?
A little bit lost. It's been a long trip.
Oh, well, you're stepping on my baby carrots. You mind moving your feet?
Yes. I'm sorry. Where can I find some food near here? And what was that place called? There's a tavern. I don't know where I'm going. The Slice of Life.
Ugh. God, you're one of those. Oh, Lord save us. All right. You're going in the opposite direction of Slice of Life. Turn straight around. Follow this path. Don't leave it. Even when it vanishes. And it will in the center of town. You just keep going straight. Oh, wait, you might be too big to... Hold on. Alright, when you get to the tailors. Take a hard left. There's a bigger alleyway you should fit in.
Okay. Taylor's and then hard left.
Aye.
Got it.
You'll see it.
Thank you, sir. And he's gonna bow to him.
Just
and
stop trying to apologize so much. It's weird.
Of course.
Be confident in what you're doing and looking for. You're gonna make people uncomfortable. Like me. And then he just kind of waves you off. He gets back down to his gardening.
Thank you again.
Unhelpful advice. Yes. Okay, roll an investigation with advantage or a survival with advantage based off of his explanation.
All right, we got a nat 20, 25 on survival.
Oh man,
Nice.
you follow it to a T. You do upset a whole flock of chickens. They're like, oh sorry. You're marching. You're a man on a mission. A couple people curse you. They're like, piss on your head because you just walk straight. You follow it to a T. But you do manage.
He's gonna do his best to smile at everyone the whole way.
with your critical, you know what? You diffuse everything with your bright smile. They're just like, oh, he looks like he's had a hard day. Bless his heart. So,
Vibe.
No one hates you except maybe the chickens because they're not intelligent enough for that to work. But everyone else is like, oh, bless his heart. Poor guy. There he goes.
I'm just a poor boy.
All right. And last but certainly not least, Solana. You have been staying in a suite. Why this was rented out for you for a week, you are a little unclear. You've spent most of the morning attempting to discern where you are when you've picked up rumors that there is a festival tonight. As soon as the stars are out, the party will begin, and that the great wizard Arendor will have a fireworks show. Everyone is looking forward to it. You find yourself in the lower market, which is basically a flea market. You have rolling carts set up with thick canvas drapes connected to lean-to style to buildings that foldable trays and tables are all on display, from jewelries to foods to breads, cloaks, shoes. There's even wine. What would you like to do? And describe your character.
Sure. So Solana is just a pretty average looking girl. She's an Eladrin elf. White hair with a little bit of lavender near the ends, lavender eyes. Pretty average stature, 5'4", around that. She's in this very modest looking white dress, and she keeps it very clean, incredibly clean. And she wears a huge hooded cape, and just likes to keep to herself. Nice big bow and little meatball buns on her head. And yeah, she has no idea why she's here. But she's gonna make the best of it, I guess. Let's see. I think that's basically all I have to say about her. So I think... Sorry, my dog is crying.
No, it's not that long.
I think if she's just in the lower market, she's just looking around and just... Wow, look at all the people. and she just goes to every single stall and says, "Hello, how are you doing today?" and starts having a bunch of small talk with these people she doesn't know. She's like, "How long have you been selling this? And is it a family tradition? Have you been," just wanting to learn everything about all of these people around, and just taking in all the sights and the smells. And she goes to every single stall, and I think she just buys one of each or whatever they got.
Cool. You end up with like a plethora of things that will never fit you. But maybe if eventually you have a child.
Maybe one day. Who knows? It might be useful. Never know.
You lose a couple hours this morning doing that, and it is late morning, early afternoon when an older hobbit, an older halfling, she says, "Earlier you mentioned that you were lost. Were you looking for someone in particular in town?"
Yes, I was actually looking for Arundel. I believe he's a...
Oh, the wizard.
Yeah.
The troublemaker. Oh, perfect.
Fireworks, I guess. Less of a troublemaker, but go on.
Oh, you'll find him either at the celebration in Brandywine Field tonight, or I'm sure he's eaten all the apple pie at the Slice of Life.
Oh, apple pie. I had a...
if you haven't had it, you should.
Oh, I've been staying at the tavern for a bit. I might have had one slice, but I can always do for another. And I think Solana's just going to keep... As she's talking to this person, she's just going to keep looking around, trying to find a familiar face, trying to figure out why she's here at all, because she really has no idea.
Nothing comes to mind. The only familiar is Arundel. You've never been to Proudmoor before. You've heard of it. Nice place. Arendore's talked of it. He's brought back treats from it. But this is the first time you've been here.
Well, I guess I better go off and find Arundel. So I guess I'm just gonna go back to the tavern, because that's probably the one place I've been to a couple times within the past however long I've been staying here.
Yeah, that's a good question. How long have you been staying here? Not sure, but this morning you woke up and was delighted and also terrified to find that you're in a town of halflings.
Everyone's so small.
So with advantage, go ahead and roll either an investigation or a survival to find your way back to the Slice of Life.
Alright, advantage. And what was the roll again?
Either survival or investigation, the choice is yours.
Survival or investigation. Okay, I got a 14.
14, okay. It does not take you long. A lot of people are delighted that you're delighted to be here, plus you're a pretty girl. Kind of have the advantage on that front. Everyone's like, "Oh, there she goes. There she goes. There she goes." Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yep.
She's like, "Why are they all staring at me? It's very weird."
You're pretty.
You're kind of pretty.
Okay. All right, but we're going to backtrack to Diz and Theonidas. You are the first to arrive at the Slice of Life Inn.
Okay. While we're walking in, do we see Arundel anywhere?
Nope, but you do see a lot of not halflings.
A lot of not halflings. Okay.
It is very busy in here. They're the humans, half-orc. There's one Goliath female. She's playing some music.
And
it's
the
just
Slice of Life is where like they sell like the apple pie?
The best apple pie you will ever encounter.
Okay, so while I walk in, the scent hits my nose and I say, "What is that delectable aroma?"
You hear right down by your calves, you hear a halfling voice, right? She says, "Oh, that would be the best fucking pie you've ever had, big guy." And she pats your calf. "Why don't you find yourself a table and I'll send someone. Welcome, welcome. Always lovely to have a red-skinned orc here. And she pats Diz, who's right behind you, right on the calf.
What is...
Oh, sit
Pie.
down. You're about to have your pants twisted and your panties blown off. Find a seat.
And like, Diz not really like fully knowing common, but understanding like words is like very confused about that sentence. Like,
Yeah, the
He
woman
grabs-
has an incredible matronly vibe, right? There's a lot of like back and forth. There's also this like sharp alcohol smell, but it's sweet. Kind of has a pumpkin-y feel. The halfling woman, you can only assume that she maybe owns the place because of the way she walks and she talks at people. Seems like there is a tiefling employed. And she says, Lloyd, pour these blokes some pumpkin ale. Or would you rather the squash wine? And she's looking up at Theonidas.
I don't really drink alcohol. Do you have water? Perhaps? Or maybe
What?
something fruity?
You want
Some
water over... Are you really a Goliath?
I'm sorry.
Diz likes ale.
My friend loves ale, but I'm not...
All
much
right,
of an
what kind
alcohol
would he
drinker.
like? Because he clearly struggles with the common tongue, so I'll be talking to you for him.
All right.
Good ale.
It is
Give him
good,
the
boy.
best ale. Give him the best one that you...
The best one. Most expensive one I have.
You're paying right, Diz.
Or do you mean the most tasty? Because they're different.
Give
Am
him
I
the-
like really
flustering
not-
ya?
Really
And
not
this halfling
understanding.
woman-
He's just gonna start nodding slowly.
Okay, this halfling woman grabs a stool from the bar and drags it over and climbs up. So she's like up to maybe like your diaphragm now, Theonidas. And she's like,
Okay.
you seem to be stumbling a wee bit. Are you alright?
Yes, I mean, this smell, this apple pie. Whenever I find something so tasty, I get a little nervous. I need to taste it.
Oh, you're one of those foodie kind of people. I like your kind.
Well, thank you.
Pie and ale.
Yes, aye, that's right. Good job, boy. The name's Betty.
Just stares and nods.
Ale.
Pie, good. She says, name's Betty. It's a pleasure to meet you. This is my tavern. The rules are simple. Keep your weapons sheathed, your magic in your fingers and toes. If you choose to fuck with this, then my husband will fuck with you. You understand?
Noted.
Good, good. And she like pats your diaphragm because she can't reach your cheek. And for your friend,
He'll take your tastiest ale.
aye, but he understands, right? Can
Yes.
you translate? Make sure he knows the rules.
Diz, my friend. Would you like the tastiest ale?
Yes. Ale.
He said yes.
Ale, good.
He agrees.
Okay, she climbs down off the stool. All right. Find yourself a table. Your food will find you.
Absolutely, miss. Diz, come on. We're gonna find a seat. So we're gonna saunter our way over to an open table and sit down. I'm very excited to taste this apple pie.
Okay, it's a pretty small round table that you find. It has like 5 seats max if someone pulls up another stool. You both sit down, and the tiefling, that she called Lloyd, comes over and sets down this dark bread. And then a stick of butter and a single butter knife. She says, here. It's on the house. And then he like walks off. And you see him set the same bread on someone else's table, and with the same enthusiasm, here, it's on the house. He does it 5 or 6 more times.
I'm
So
gonna
we just
grab
got
some
bread. What
and
else do we got on our
start
table?
munching.
So far,
Butter.
that's it. You just have the bread. You guys want to
Just the
taste it?
bread.
Oh.
I'm going for it.
Yes.
You take a whole loaf, because they're literally like the size of your palm.
I'll break it in half for me and Diz. Or not unless there's one for me and him.
There's one for... There's 2. 2 little loaves.
2 little loaves, okay.
Yeah. When they're side by side, they're about the average size of a bread.
I'm gonna take a bite and take a while chewing, trying to appreciate the taste of this bread.
Would you like to put the butter on it?
Oh yes, let's put the butter on it. Yeah,
Okay.
Put the
You
butter
both
on
slather it with butter.
I'm gonna only take like a piece of mine though and save like the majority. But I'm also gonna like squish it until it's like this ball of just squished bread dough, and I'm just gonna stuff it into my pouch.
Okay.
But I'm gonna eat the remaining and put some.
Fun. Okay.
I just eat the whole
I
thing.
love
Then I'm gonna look at Theo and just be like, "Must save later."
Then I look at Diz, must eat, and I start eating the whole thing. I'm enjoying it. It's great. One of the best breads I've had.
It is a pumpkin rye bread, and the butter is a cinnamon sweet butter.
Mmm.
So it tastes. It's got this candied, savory. The bread is fresh, warm. The butter instantly melts, so you slather a little bit more on. It's very easy to go through.
What's the butter?
It's like a cinnamon butter with sugar.
Cinnamon butter.
Mmm. Diz, taste this before. Arendor, bring him. Before. Good.
Love this.
As your bread vanishes, water is pushed in front of you, and then a large tankard of pumpkin ale, frothy on the top and dark orange at the bottom. Lloyd is standing there. He has a notepad and a pen that looks like it's been fashioned from just hard bark. You want a house special?
A house special.
Like more than just apple pie? Yeah.
I actually just want the apple pie, if that's all right.
He like looks at you weird.
Maybe a
Okay.
little extra, if that's okay.
You want a whole pie?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, please.
Do you want the buttercream that goes with it?
Yes. Anything extra that can come
Like-
with it.
Fruit?
Yes.
He points, he says, that guy over there likes his with ketchup.
Ketchup. What is ketchup?
It's like a salty vinegar based sauce.
Well, then I'll take a little bit of that one as well.
Okay. He writes it down. Then he looks at Diz.
Meat? Diz,
Shrug.
me want meat. What meat you have? Question
What
mark?
kind of meat do you have in your menu?
Question mark. Does he actually say question mark?
Does he say question mark?
Yes, he says question mark.
It's like, do you have any meaty dishes available for my friend Diz?
Yeah. Called Traveler Stew.
Diz, would you like a traveler's stew?
Ale, stew, pot.
Good.
Okay. Lloyd like writes it down. All right. I'll be back. And then he walks off, and it's like this like sulking shuffle.
Mhm.
He's like the only dim in this cheerily lit place. It's still too warm for there to be a fire, but it's still well lit within, and there is just a feeling of hominess. But as far as you can tell, no Arendor. Your food is quick to arrive. They bring an entire apple pie and a large bowl of their sweet cream, a medium-sized bowl of ketchup, and a couple other... They look like they're stopped bottles, so they're little round bottles that have corks on the top. One of them looks like it's just straight white sugar, and the other looks like it's a sugar cinnamon mix. Should you wish to make your apple pie even more sugary. It smells divine.
Wow.
When you bite into it, it is perfectly flaky. It has a beautiful pattern on the top. Cute little eyelets that seem like lace. It's almost a shame to cut into it. The apples are not too soggy and not too hard. There's a little bit of crispness when you bite into it. Your next piece, when you try it with the cream, it is very easy to see why this is so addicting. The ketchup is a no-go. The guy who eats that, he's fucking weird. The half-elf that's at the end of the oh my goodness, the bar. That's the guy that likes it with ketchup, and he just kind of like cheers you, and his is slathered with it, and he's like, ah.
I want to look at him and just yell, "Why?"
You could have had anything better.
You say why? He yells back, "Cause it's metal as fuck," and then he eats his piece.
I love him. I love him.
Yeah. So, Diz, the soup is very hot. It comes out in a cast iron bowl, so it's pretty heavy, pretty hot. You have this heavy spoon. It's more like a ladle. And, man, it's got a great flavor. It tastes like there's pork and beef in this really thick broth. Whole potatoes, carrots, onions, celery. It's good stuff. The slurry of the soup is just a great thickness.
On his like travels, it's been like a long time since Diz has had like, a nice hearty meal, and so like regardless of how hot it is, I'm just gonna be like eating it, but like painfully grunting like in between bites.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. They bring out a multi-grained bread loaf for you to dip into your soup if you wish.
And I'm gonna grab it and I'm just gonna start dipping it and then just like shoving it into my mouth.
Okay. It complements the pumpkin ale very well. Lloyd is standing there watching the two of you swiftly sample, and he's like, anything else?
I'm gonna look at Lloyd, and I'm gonna just give him the same smile that I gave earlier to like the little girl. And then I'm gonna point at my chest with my thumb and say, "Diz," and then I'm gonna point at him.
Lloyd.
and then I'm gonna look at Lloyd and say, "He likes you."
Why?
And then I'm gonna ask, "You okay?" Question mark.
Yes. Can I get you anything else?
You not look okay.
I'm very happy.
I'm gonna take like a slice from my pie and give it to Lloyd, without the ketchup.
Thanks.
I'm just gonna look away, just like really confused, because like he said he was happy, but I know what happy, but he doesn't look happy. And I'm just gonna sit there ponder while like slowly.
Okay, if you guys don't want to ask him anything more or order any more food, he's gonna leave your table.
I'd actually like to ask him. Excuse me, Lloyd.
Yeah.
Is there a way that I can interact with the person that made this delicious pie?
Yeah. And he like turns to face you more fully and folds his arm. Do you not like it?
I loved it. I would love to ask if I could acquire maybe perhaps the ingredients to the pie.
I'm sorry. I don't hand out my secret.
Oh, you're the cook.
Yeah.
Well, I respect it. I loved it. You are a treasure, I must say.
The entire time he's talking, I'm just gonna be slowly like sneaking a finger across the table to try to like dip it into his.
What do you do?
I'm slowly like sneaking my hand like across the table as he's like talking with Lloyd. I'm trying to like dip my finger into his
pie.
You keep cutting out.
Yeah, his pie.
The last word. Yeah.
Yeah, I dip it into his, and then
And we're like, oh no!
His what?
And then Diz got arrested.
No, I'm gonna try to dip it into his
Not
pie.
consensual touching.
There's the slightest smile on Lloyd's face. The pie, when you dip it in, it's warm, feels crispy. I'm assuming, Diz, you put it in your mouth to taste it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna swirl it around just a little bit, just like, but just a little bit, just enough to like make it look like I'm obviously, like someone's obviously messed with this pie. And then yes, I'm gonna put it in my mouth and taste it.
Pretty fucking good. Seeing this, Lloyd puts the piece that Theo gave him in front of you, and then returns to the conversation with Theonidas, and he has this very, very small smirk. You're not even sure. You think the muscle of his face is just they may not have the ability to smile or look happy in any capacity, but he says, "Thanks. That's why I work here.
No,
I like bringing people happiness."
That's great. I am very happy right now. You are doing your job to the T.
Nods. Anything else?
Nothing else. I'm just gonna keep eating. You can take away the ketchup, by the way. I don't like that.
You don't like the metal as fuck?
No, I'm not metal. I don't drink ale.
Diz won't try ketchup.
He sets the ketchup in front of you.
I'm gonna pour some on my
Betty
pie.
To write you her recipe. But you can only get this pie here. And then he walks off.
Oh. That was to me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you so much. Then I keep eating.
I'm gonna put some ketchup on my pie and then like just take like a bite of it.
Oh, Diz. I don't know about that, friend.
I kind of like it.
You're weird.
I just continue eating it, like not making a face or anything, and then just nod to myself as I continue to eat.
Say that one more time, I'm sorry.
Oh, I put ketchup on my pie, and I take a bite, and I kind of like it.
It's metal as fuck.
Metal.
That's what you got, metal as fuck.
I'm gonna take the rest of the ketchup and put it in my pouch.
Pausing with you guys. Take the rest of the ketchup, holy shit. Ink. You're the next to arrive at the Slice of Life. You have a very similar introduction to Betty, which is, well, come in! Oh god, you look like the embodiment of Lloyd's soul.
Lloyd.
She points tiefling at the bar.
Interesting.
What can I get you?
Do you know where Arendar is?
Oh, the wizard. I do. He'll be down soon enough.
Thank you. And his raven on his shoulder, he does this thing where he kind of like reaches up and pats her head and almost like guides her underneath his yukata, the cloth of it.
Mm-hmm.
But as he does, it almost like she almost looks like she melts away into ink, and on his chest it looks like there's a raven underneath his
cool.
Like a tattooed raven underneath his the right side of his yukata.
Hey, the proprietor's like, that's a real neat trick.
She's very helpful.
I'd say so. Do all your tattoos be doing that, laddie?
He looks at his arms. Not everyone.
Oh, how curious. If you're gonna be putting on a show, I'll be in the front watching. Though, I got to read you the rules of the tavern. Alright, magic stays in your fingers and toes. Weapons stay sheathed. If you unsheath them, you'll be dealing with my husband. You understand?
I understand.
Oh, the way you talk makes me think of Lloyd, like you need a hug. Alright, make sure you get yourself a pie, please. It'll help you.
I've heard from... words. Lerwick. This pie is very good.
Oh, you saw Learwick, did ya?
Yes.
That's a fancy fellow. Haven't seen him since last year.
Hmm. And he just looks at her.
All right, well, find yourself a seat. She doesn't add any more.
He just nods his head and finds a seat. Sits down, and as he does, he brings out what looks kind of like a tattered notebook, with like a bunch of loose papers. Opens it up. It looks kind of like a sketchbook. Where he starts jotting down some things.
Okay.
Sketching some things.
What's your passive perception?
Passive perception 14.
Okay. You do become aware of seated right behind you a Goliath and a half-orc, red skin, which is curious. You haven't seen a half-orc with red skin ever. You've heard rumor, but you've never seen one in person. You've also never seen a Goliath with hair.
He looks at them.
Diz like raises his hand and it just shouts out, "More ketchup, please!" And then like goes back and is like eating his soup.
Interesting. And he actually starts sketching them, so he probably like is glancing up at them every once in a while.
Okay. What is Theonidas's passive perception?
It is 13.
What is Diz's again?
12.
All right. Neither of you notice this curious individual sketching you. You are far too into the meal. Speaking of the meal, Ink, the fabled Lloyd, approaches your table. He has a pen that looks like it's made out of hard bark. I think he sharpened it himself. He's got a little notebook. Welcome to Slice of Life. What can I get for you?
I've heard of the pie.
Yep. Whole pie or slice? And you want all the fixings?
Yes.
Okay, just
I would
scribble.
much like to experience this pie. A slice, please.
You want squash wine or pumpkin ale?
Squash, please.
He makes a note and leaves.
And he just goes straight back to his sketch.
Lloyd doesn't say anything when he leaves the pumpkin rye bread with the butter at your table, and then shortly thereafter, he's setting the wine and the slice of pie with all the fixings that I've already described to the side of your notebook, not wanting to disturb you.
He takes a moment to do some quick sketches of these things, just detailing, and as he pauses from his sketches, he looks up at it, taking I'm assuming there's like at least like a fork on the table. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And he just
A
like,
knife.
Yeah, he would cut a small piece, and he seems to like take his time to really like understand it. In a sense, he feels it, smells it, and as he takes a bite, he closes his eyes and just gently starts chewing it quietly. And then he goes back to sketching, taking notes.
Roll a perception check for me. I feel like Ink is perceptive enough. He may notice some curious individuals.
That is a dirty 20.
Nice. There is a couple, and it isn't necessarily they're being overtly loud. One individual is far off in a corner by themselves. They're practically sitting in a window seat. The window is propped open, and they are smoking a long pipe. Has a very similar vibe to Lyric's, similar dress. The cloak is a different color. They also seem more serious than Lyric. It's just interesting to see someone dressed so similarly.
He looks up at them.
They're
and
roughly like 25 feet away, like across the tap room. And the reason your eye is drawn to them is there's just commotion and movement and happiness, and this person is perfectly still.
he starts drawing that person, taking notes of the cloak, the similarities versus Lyric. He recalls notes of Lyric and also does a quick sketch, notes of like maybe a tone of voice or a scent he might have gathered while meeting him. Interesting.
Okay, the second time you look up at this guy, he's looking at you.
He just nods like a gentle greeting as he does to everyone. And continues.
The third time you look up, he's not there.
Oh.
Passive perception is 14.
Yes.
Okay. When you return to your book, he's sitting next to you.
You have very interesting similarities to someone I've met recently.
You are very good at drawing. And he points at your book.
I'd like to remember. Are you in any way related to someone named Lyric?
Does he owe you money?
No. I met him on the way in from town.
We are in the same company. Yes.
He's a curious one.
Indeed. You're a caster, then?
Yeah, he's like continues sketching as he speaks too.
Okay.
Yes.
What's your passive insight?
14 as well.
You feel like this guy is basically assessing if you're a threat or not.
Okay.
Yeah. The way he's looking
Also
at
in
the
the
pictures.
background, Diz raises his hand again and asks for more ale and ketchup, please.
Oh my God.
It is as promptly as possible brought to you, with the same unenthusiastic way that Lloyd does all things.
I don't even look up. I just continue stuffing my face and drinking.
Perfect. Okay.
I find it curious, yet as well, it's how all mortals think. You tend to be cautious of those. Survival is important. He looks up at him.
You,
I am not a threat to you.
you are quite insightful.
I've watched many of you live and die.
Are you an oracle?
No. I just... I like memories. The pictures they paint. The history of those before us.
A historian, then?
Historian. One could say this, yes.
Interesting.
He continues to sketch, still drawing the man who's right next to him.
Well then, would you mind telling me a story? Your favorite memory.
Hmm.
And he sets his
Favorites.
silver on the table.
He pays no attention to the money. To call a memory a favorite would be to say one was worth more than another. I believe we value all memories. Good, bad, happiness, and sorrow. Just as those who come and go in our lives, and those who are born anew. I knew a man once. He fought with everything he had. This man was so close to his end, yet there was more to his story. Have you known men like this?
Have.
Memories. We shall treasure them. All of them. And he continues to sketch. Completely, he did not take any mind to the silver that he placed.
Okay. Your dinner companion is watching you sketch, and there's like a exchange between him and Lloyd where he pays for your food and drink, and he just, fascinated by you sketching, orders himself an ale and watches you draw, and occasionally asking you more about your historic knowledge.
And he like shares in very like cryptic poetic ways.
Cool.
Mm.
You get the sense that this guy's leading up to like maybe a specific question, but like most mortals, sometimes it takes him a long time to get there.
Yeah. There's like he can see like there's like a sketch now of this half orc with a bunch of words of like ketchup and ale.
Ketchup.
That's gonna be his thing now.
Ketchup.
Right. Craven. You finally arrive. You find yourself between the Brandywine field and Slice of Life. There's pleasant song spilling out of the cheerily lit tavern. There's several folks even set up outside, being served by a gloomy-looking tiefling and a very bright-eyed, middle-aged halfling woman.
Okay. Seeing all the people and what's going on, so I know that this is the location, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there
you
like
can see that stuff's getting set up and decorated for some party tonight.
Is there a tree and some shade nearby?
There certainly is.
Okay. So Craven's gonna like walk over into the shade and just kind of stare at the tree, and for a moment he's just gonna like let his shoulders slump and sort of feel the exhaustion. Okay, you've come this far. Just a little bit further.
So you walk right up to this tree and say that?
Yeah.
Okay, roll perception.
Okay, perception. 21.
A couple leaves drop. Perfectly fitted leaves, but nonetheless, they land on your head like a gently tapping pat. Like, there. You're doing well.
Okay, I've got this. And he's gonna just take a deep breath and put his shoulders back and start heading back towards the tavern. Slice of life.
Okay.
Walk on in.
The smells are delectable. Cook fire, sweet apple pie, and then obviously this is like people are allowed to smoke in here, so there's sort of a husky flavor in the air. I get a roll, see who approaches you. Oh, good.
Stomach grumbles really loudly. Tries to hide it.
The gloomy tiefling approaches you. Welcome to Slice of Life. The rules are no weapons, no fighting. Keep your magic in your fingers and toes. Don't be a problem.
Of course, no problem. I'm Craven, and I'm here on an important errand. I come from the wall, and I need to know if you have seen Arendor.
Why is everyone looking for the wizard today?
There are others?
Yeah, there's like a group of rangers, you, Goliath and an orc, a tattooed guy, a really pretty girl. Yeah,
Interesting.
I'd say. Is this guy in trouble?
Don't know. Anyway, I'm here on behalf of the king, and this is very important. I need you to tell me where he is if you know.
He's upstairs.
Okay, can you point me in that direction, please?
He points to the stairs across the tap room.
Okay, thank you very much. And just gonna start making his way for the stairs.
Bye. He's not even gonna try to stop you. He's like, okay, if he dies, whatever. Okay. Right. Roll a perception. You head up the stairs.
18.
Okay. There's a second set of stairs. That as you head up them, just sort of followed by an instinct of where perhaps this wizard would be. You can smell ozone the further you get away from the tap room. At the top of the second set of stairs, there's a door. You open it up. As it closes, it shuts out the noise of life and happiness below. This upper level is built sort of like a studio apartment. You don't know why the door was left unlocked until you see what you can only assume is a portal floating above this basin. The basin is made of regular wood, but the water is cycling in a torrential spin. There is 2 doorways that lead like further into the attic. So it's this big open plan and then possibly like a sleeping chamber and maybe another room. But you believe that this is where the wizard was.
Do I maybe get any sense of danger from the portal?
I mean, it definitely looks spooky. Dark, clouded. The wind and the twisting bathwater makes it have a hurricane-like feel.
Okay.
No wizard, just wizard piles everywhere. A dirty robe. Looks like he slept over there, maybe.
Did you say the other area, like the doors are closed on the other side?
Yeah, the two doors. The one probably goes to like a sleeping chamber, but it looks like he fell asleep in this little office area, this like kitchen, sitting room, drawing room. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go and check the other room, just hoping he's not in the portal.
Okay, so you open like which one, left or right? The one that you think is bedroom? I don't know. Just you tell me, left or right.
The bedroom one.
Okay.
The right.
So you open the left
one,
door.
I guess left one. Yes, left one.
You open the left one.
Yes, that's what I said.
So you open it up, and it has this alcohol-y smell to it. There is
Man,
a pig
it's definitely been here.
laying in the bed, and the pig squeals at you, like, shut the door, I'm sleeping. He's got its own little blanket and its own pillow. Definitely looks like a pet of some kind.
Okay.
No Arendor. Just some, looks like a pack, bedroll, like straw mattress on the floor, this pig sleeping on it.
Okay. I would like to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Ooh.
And I would like to approach the pig.
Okay.
Hey, I'm Craven. I'm here on an important mission. Have you seen Arendor?
I gotta get the right music.
Oh, pig music.
It's Animal Crossing.
Yes.
Okay.
So cute.
This pig is an adorable pig, right?
Super cute.
Super adorable, right? You're actually not expecting this voice at all when it says, "Look, I don't fucking care if you're looking for Arendor. I've had a really long night and I want to take a nap. So I expect you to leave me alone and let me rest with Blanky." You feel me?
Okay. Oh, I understand. I get being exhausted and having a long day,
Right.
but this is very important.
Does it look like I care? If it doesn't involve me becoming bacon, I don't give a shite. I'm tired.
I would certainly like to make sure you didn't become bacon.
I don't like you.
That's okay.
Go look somewhere else for the wizard. He's always doing some doohickey or something.
Any idea where he might be doing his doohickey?
I don't know, is there a portal out there?
Yes,
Maybe
there
like a
was.
hole in a wall? Or some swirling vortex?
Would you have any idea where that portal might go?
I've been taking a nappy with my blanket.
Oh, so cute.
So, could I convince you to go and check the portal for me? I'd be happy to do you a favor.
What kind of favor?
What would you like? Would you like for me to go down and get you some pie?
Alright. When he like gets up, he's probably 5 pounds.
Oh, God.
He's the size
Oh
of a
my
piglet.
God.
And you see him fold up his blanket, and he's just like, you know, folds it all up, puts it around his neck, and like it magically ties. And then as he walks, it's like dip, 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 dip.
God. I love him.
He walks up to the bath. Oh, yeah, he's definitely in here.
Would you mind going in and telling him I'm looking for him? I'll go down and get you the pie while you're gone.
I'd love to, but I can't scale the walls. And he's looking at the tub. It's too high for him to like, jump. You're gonna have to toss me.
If you say so. I'm gonna attempt to pick him up and toss him.
Okay, we pick him up. God, he smells like flowers. Like he's just got this pleasant scent. And you just sort of gently.
Take a small whiff.
He's pink and dotted, and he's got really fine hairs. And as you toss him into the portal, there is this huge explosion, flash of white light, just and then silence. I'm not sure if you killed him or not.
Go get that pie. I guess I'll turn around and go get pie. Hold up my end of the bargain just in case he survives.
You're gonna have to toss me. Don't tell the deal. That's great.
Oh God. Okay. Roll me a persuasion.
This is the actual retelling of the Lord of the Rings, the proper interpretation.
Gimli the pig.
Yeah.
We got ourselves a nice nat 1 for a total of 5.
Getting Lloyd won't serve you unless you sit at a table.
Okay. Fine. I'll show me a table, please.
So he takes you to a table, gets you a slice of pie, gets you a drink. He also brings out traveler's stew. You think maybe it's because you look so tired. If you would like to sneak away with your items to eat, you can roll a stealth.
Okay. I will do that. Got an 11.
That's okay. It's busy enough. The DC was 8. So they don't notice you take your items and sneak away. Back upstairs. This time, however, the door is locked.
And take a big bite of the stew.
That's good shit.
Okay, well, I guess I'll try to knock.
There is no answer.
I'm gonna eat your pie. Anything?
10-0.
Well, shit. Just gonna go sit on the top stair and eat stew for a little bit.
Okay, you finish your stew. The door does not change. Can't really hear anyone behind it either.
All right. Well, he's got to come out sometime, right? You're gonna be
Or you
serving
could try
up
to
that
go in.
ale later.
Hmm?
Oh, I thought you said it was locked.
It is. You can pick it, can't you?
When has that ever stopped us?
I could.
Doors.
I don't have anything to pick it
Everything was
with. I
good,
don't
man.
think. Good. I'm gonna just give it a swift kick.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. Roll in athletics.
We got a 10.
Okay, it's enough for this flimsy lock to break.
Okay, I hope nobody heard that. Go in and close the door behind me.
Okay, it sort of hangs on its side. This is who you see. Whoops. There is just a moment of "Hey, bud," as he is completely undressed.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Looks like he's just had a bath, and he reaches for this small cloth, puts it around his waist. The pig is like oinking at you, like, "Fucking finally! God, you take forever."
There you go. Down
You
the
set it on
thigh.
the ground.
Yep. And I've had a long trip. I did not need to see that. Gonna rub his eyes.
The wizard just motions to his broken door, like, "That makes two of us."
Well, if you were a little bit more easy to get a hold of, this wouldn't be a problem.
He smiles. "You could have called or sent a bird, surely."
It was kind of an urgent matter. The king seems to have vanished.
That makes him a little serious. And then he goes around the privacy screen and begins to dress.
Does he see his wand?
Probably already did.
Okay.
I think when I
Roll
walked
for
in,
one check.
It's. I just need to write that in my notes.
My pure
did I
brain
perceive it?
truly thinking of this is Wizard have a wand.
Just so you know,
Don't mind.
the king's name is Tarandarin. When he comes back out, he's in his regular like robes. He looks a lot older. He doesn't put his hat on, but he has pulls his long hair half up. And he says, "And you're very concerned. Like, you're absolutely certain he's gone."
It's kind of my job to know where he's at.
Aye, that's...
As far as I know, nobody else knows that he's missing or knows where he is, but I couldn't exactly go around asking, now could I?
He kind of gets a back and forth with his head, like, I mean, panic, but more eyes searching, you know.
You know that some of them aren't too fond of me as it is. Last thing I need to do is let them know that I lost the king.
Oh, yeah, certainly. You'd probably be, hung. Well,
If I was lucky.
young Reclevin, I will assist you in finding the king. But it seems you've caught me at a bit of a awkward moment.
Awkward drinking and eating sweets as usual?
Not quite. I'm looking for something.
And what might that be, if you don't mind me asking?
A gold thimble.
Excuse me?
Gold thimble.
I don't think I'm familiar with this.
You wouldn't be. Let me break it down to you. So, this celebration is more than it seems. A gold thimble is a type of spirit. one that I'm seeking to capture for study. Recreational, potentially. Or perhaps more dangerously, to keep it from devouring the halflings. Yes.
Ah, you could have led with that last part. That seems rather important.
Sure. Death happens all the time. I mean, monsters stampeding like crazy. Just so happens I always attend this festival to keep the gold thimble where it belongs. I mean, one of them. Two of them, maybe.
Sure, that's the only reason you attend.
The most important, certainly. Second most important. Most important being the wine. He gives you a wink and a little chuckle.
Of course.
All right. I can help you find Tarendrin, but you're gonna help me find a group of sturdy individuals who can keep this thing at bay.
Oh boy. All right.
It'll be
If
an
I must.
adventure.
Oh, I've had plenty of adventure.
Well, young man, let's add another to your belt. It's a good experience.
All right. If you say so.
I know so. Now, let's go get some food, and then we'll search for the king. Party first, king second.
All right. Let's do it.
So he stands up, grabs his staff, puts his hat on, walks up to you, taps you on the shoulder. You feel as if you've had a full night's rest. And then he tells Nightmare, the pig, to stop eating because he has high cholesterol.
I love his name.
And to come downstairs with him.
Hey, and one last thing.
Sure.
Please stop calling me by that name. It's Craven. Okay? You know I hate that.
Kind of gives you a soft look. All right. But no matter what name you go by, you're still you.
Yeah. Get this done.
And he's going to take you downstairs along with Piglet. All right. Swibbly wobbly swooshing around back to the happy music. Solana,
Hello.
you arrive at the slice of life.
I think Solana's carrying all the stuff that she bought at the market, and she's like, I know I'm not going to regret this. I'm gonna enjoy all of these. And then she sees what's her name, Betty?
Mm-hmm.
And I think she would be like, hello, Betty, how are you doing today?
Oh, you know. Ripe as the peaches, sweet as the apple pie, and as fierce as a viper.
Well, that's lovely. I'm glad to hear it. I'm going to get a slice of pie really quick. But before I do that, any news on Arendelle? Have you heard from him, seen him? Anyway.
He hasn't come down today, so maybe he's still resting. Lord knows. He's just upstairs.
I see. Well, maybe I'll run into him on the way. I'm going to take all of these items back to where I was staying, if that's all right. And if you can just save me a piece of pie, that'd be great.
Sure thing. Sure thing.
Thank you. And then I think she's going to start, she's not very strong, but she's holding all this stuff, so she's just, doing the best she can to go up the stairs. She'll see Lloyd and maybe, be like, hello, Lloyd! And
he turns away immediately and walks away from you.
It's like, oh, It's all right. It's fine. I'm sure he's just had a rough day. And
Betty just snickers.
I think she just walks up the stairs with all the stuff in tow. And goes back to the room where I believe she's been staying for a bit.
A couple days.
Yeah.
It's not the Arendor suite, but the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Let me roll. Okay. Your room is comfortable. There's a large 4-poster bed. There's its own private bathroom and like a nice privacy screen, a walk-in closet. It was rented by... Oh, nope, you don't know. You wouldn't know. Solana wouldn't know. So, never mind. Technically it wasn't rented by you, but you are allowed to stay there. That's it. That's what you know. Woo.
Lovely.
Yeah, your name's on the listing. Woo. Put your stuff down, and then you want to head back to the tap room?
I think Solana puts the stuff down. She's gonna look around and try to see if she can find any clues as to why she's here, who saved the room for her. Or why she's allowed to be there. I think
What is she doing? I'm sorry. One more time, I was reading chat.
You're good. I think Solana would be looking around the room, trying to find any clues as to why she's there, maybe try to jog her memory and see why Solana's pretty forgetful in general, but she just wants to see if she can find any clues as to like jog her memory and figure out why she's there or who got her the room.
So you want to ask around the tap room?
Oh,
or you want to just search the room?
Oh, can we search the room first?
Roll investigation.
Okay. Cool. What do I have? Okay. Just one. That is a 13.
There isn't anything that really sticks out. It's more... Whoever stayed in this room, it's not an all the time sort of thing. Yeah.
Oh well, maybe Arendelle will know more. I think she'll go back downstairs, just try to start making small talk with whoever she sees. It's like, hello, how's everyone doing today? Just like an incredibly perky.
Every time you run into Lloyd, he doesn't speak to you or look at you.
I'll get him to smile at me one day, but maybe not today.
He just ducks and covers. Like at one point, you approach while he's washing the counter, and he just squats.
Maybe that's a tiefling thing. I don't know. Maybe that's customary. I should maybe squat when I see him next. And then, yeah, she's gonna try to keep her eyes out for Arendelle, but I think she'll go back up to Betty to go grab that slice of pie and then ask her some questions.
Where do you want to sit? Did you want to sit at the bar or at an open table?
I think Solana likes to sit at the bar because a bunch of people will start talking to her, hopefully.
Okay. The moment you sit down at the bar, Betty does deliver a slice of pie to you, as if she was just waiting for you. She also puts down some pumpkin ale, a small glass of it.
Thank you so much. Betty, do you happen to know... I feel like I've talked about it a little bit since I've been here, but... Do you have any recollection of me checking in, or when I got here?
She shrugged. Nope. I think it was one of the night shifters who checked you in. Because I only saw you just this morning. And then this morning, Arendelle is the one who checked in. That's who you're looking for yet. But he just comes and goes at random times.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen him? We already talked about you haven't seen him today. Is there any regulars here that might recognize me? I don't... Sure. I have to do this a lot. My memory's just awful.
You know, you could go ask Valakar. He's been here with his whole group of rangers for a few days, almost a week now.
Alright. I could try that. Can I see Valakar? What does he look like?
Oh, he's over at the table with the tattooed, melancholy-looking fella.
Oh!
Yeah, just right there.
I think Solana will look at the table and see the tattooed guy, stare a little bit too long and be like, oh, right, okay. Do you happen to know that man's name? The one with the tattoos?
Nope, he just came in today.
Nope. Alright, well, another new person to meet, so I'll just go over there
I
then.
believe in ya. Just use that cute charm of yours.
Stop this. Alright, so I think she'll take her pie and the ale and just like clumsily walk, trying to also say hello to everyone she's passing by in the busy tavern. And she'll be like, she'll go to the table and be like, is there room for one more?
All right, Val.
Yeah.
Welcome.
I'm sorry, I actually didn't catch that.
Yeah, he said welcome.
Oh, welcome. Oh, thank you. My name is Solana. Solana Mara Damaso, but call me Solana. I'm here to speak to, I believe his name is Valakor. Is that your friend over here?
I have just met him.
Oh, not your
He
friend.
looks up at him. I haven't gotten your name.
Yeah. So the elf, when you both look at him, he has one blue eye, one golden eye. His ears are tattooed and pierced. And the tattoos seem to like drop down the sides of his neck into his armor. It's all well taken care of. He's got kind of wavy, longish hair. It's sort of pulled half up.
I think
And
Solana
he gives you a nod.
Solana feels very flustered in this moment, surrounded by two very attractive creatures, and just starts stammering. All right. Valakor, was that right?
He just nods.
Yeah.
Valakar.
Archie said I could talk to you about something. And then may I steal you away for just a second?
Excuse me. He stands and he'll go wherever you lead.
I think Solana will take him. We're gonna walk to I guess the foot of the stairs.
Okay.
And just in that little corner and be like, all right, so I'm gonna be honest with you. My memory is rather awful, and Betty told me you're here all the time, and I don't know really how long I've been here, but I was hoping maybe you would know, have you seen me come around before or with a person? Or maybe you know why I'm here. Maybe I've talked to you before. My memory's quite awful, so I was hoping I could confide in you. She just puts her hair behind her ears, elven ears, and she's just giving a shy, doe-eyed look to this this person that intimidates her.
Okay, he can tell that he intimidates you, so he's trying to be particularly gentle, but you don't think this is one of his skills. So I have not seen you. I have been staying here a week now with my men.
Is there any regulars that you've seen coming in and out? Maybe someone else I could possibly talk to?
There was earlier this week another wizard other than Arundel. Yes.
Alright. Another wizard.
I don't know if the name Mahadris means anything to you.
Mahadris? No, I've never heard that name before. Oh, well, have I heard that name before?
Yes.
I have, okay.
There are 5 great wizards of the realm. Mahadris is one of them.
Alright. Maybe.
Forgive me for being so
Hmm.
forward, my lady.
Yes.
Is there anything I could do to perhaps make you feel more comfortable? Should I sit on the steps?
Oh.
Would perhaps being less imposing help you in any way?
I think Solana hears that. Her ears perk up. She's like, well, you can sit however you like. I don't really mind. As long as you're down there, it's fine. And then she catches herself and she's like, no, I think this is fine. And she just...
He blink.
Solana does the same.
As you like, my lady. Blink.
Solana, understanding that she has no idea what happened, she's just like, I think my pie is getting cold. I'm gonna go back over there to the tattoo gentleman. Thank you for your help. And she just dashes over and sits down, starts filling her face with pie.
Okay,
she
so
stops talking.
you sit by Ink, though you don't know his name yet, and Valakar does slowly return to his own meal that's on the other side of the table. The awkwardness follows you.
I think in her mind she's like, shit. And as she's like stuffing her face, I think she'd look over to the notebook that Ink is messing with, and with her face full, she's like, "Pardon if I'm rude. What are you doing?" And she's still eating.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you said.
Swallows all of the pie really fast, and she's like, "I apologize. What exactly are you doing in your notebook there?"
I'm capturing moments. He looks at the two. Can I roll an insight to see if I notice the awkwardness?
For it.
Insight would be 11.
Valakar isn't really a very expressive person, but you do notice like a faint color on his cheeks, and there's a faint color on her cheeks, and your passive insight is high enough to put two and two together that possibly there was like an interaction. You don't know who said what, but it was, mortals. Meh.
Are you too intimate?
What? I barely learned his name today.
Valakar stops. He's like lifting the ale to his mouth, and he just blink.
She puts her hand to Solana puts her hand to her mouth, and it's just like the doe eyes got even bigger for some reason. Unexplainably, she's just like, I don't know this man, I just asked for help. Speaking of which, maybe you can help me with another task. Have you seen the great wizard Arundel? Have you seen him today, by chance?
I am looking for him as well.
Oh.
He looks back to his sketchbook and he takes a bunch of notes, mumbling under his breath. It's one of these.
Why are you looking for Arundel? Maybe we possibly don't have a similar situation, but I figured I'd ask. Seems proper. If you don't mind sharing, of course.
I believe there's something to learn of this man.
All right, I'm in a few words. Okay.
Yeah. He's like, and he just like starts sketching. He's very quiet. He's very expressionless when he speaks. Like other than like moments of of like he looks up in moments of curiosity and then goes back to sketching, and you can see that he is like kind of taking notes of
Mhm.
those around of you and of of the elf. What is his name again? Valakar.
Valakar. Mm-hmm.
I think Solana notices that you're not really talking to her, so she starts making small talk. Have you tried this pie yet? It's absolutely delicious. Fantastic.
I have, and I believe it's a memory worth remembering. I have never tasted anything like this. He just thinks of something about the pie, and he goes back to a page where the pie was, and you can see him like jotting down some notes and sketching a bit about it. Why are you looking for the wizard?
Well, as I don't know if I made it particularly clear, but I don't know why I'm here. You talk so much of memory, and it rings with me. My memory falters almost constantly, and I don't know why I'm here, and I want to go home, and I'm sure my father is looking for me, and I don't know how to get home from here, but I know Arendor. I know he knows how to get back to where I live, so that's why I'm here and looking for him.
You do not remember how you got here?
No, not really. I just know I'm here, so I'm trying to make the best of the situation.
Hold on to these memories. Try not to lose them.
Right.
There's much value in memories.
Don't I know it?
I kind of well, while you guys are talking, I noticed that you guys are talking about Arendor, and I turn around and I asked, "Excuse me, are you also looking for Arendor?"
I think Solana sees a stranger and she's intimidated at first by the height, and then she's like, well, yes, actually I am. Are you as well?
Yes, me and my friend here, Diz, we're trying to find him. We
hello.
are trying to get some answers.
I see. I'm Solana.
This is just,
it's nice to meet you.
Is just drinking out of his mug. Pretty sure there's ketchup inside of the mug.
I think Solana goes to shake both of your hands, gives you like the most elaborate elven greeting, and then suddenly feels bad that she didn't do that for ink. Or, oh, actually, I never got your name. Looking at the tattooed man. I never got your name.
I am known as Ink.
Ink.
And you are?
Solana Mara Domisol, but you can call me Solana. And again, gives the elven greeting one more time, because who doesn't get tired of a good elven greeting?
Wipes ketchup mustache. You know Arendor?
I actually used to watch his fireworks shows all the time as a child. He's very familiar, like family to me. And yeah, so I guess I do know him, if you want to put that.
Yes. Fireworks. Very nice.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
Well, I'm Theonidas. Oh, you can call me Theo for short.
Theonidas.
Have any of you perhaps maybe figured out where he might be?
They said he was here last, and he hasn't come downstairs. So.
Oh. Is Arendor upstairs then?
I believe he might be. But I went upstairs and I didn't pass by him, so I'm not entirely sure.
This is just gonna stand up from the table, like ketchup tankard in hand, and is just gonna start walking for the stairs.
Ink
I believe that
actually,
belongs to the business.
gathers his things and he deep bows towards Valakar and he goes, "Thank you for sharing this memory with me." As he also walks upstairs.
Can I like call for Lord real quick and ask him, is it okay if we go upstairs to check if Arndor's there?
He just shrugs.
I'll take that as yes. Also, remove ketchup from your menu, please. So that
I think Solana will go to Valakar and just be like, "Thank you for your time and for talking with me. I appreciate you." She'll shake his hand, hold slightly too long, and then run to where the other.
Oh, you're all headed upstairs now?
Yes.
I believe so.
Cool. All right. So, everybody roll perceptions.
13.
Nat 20.
Nice.
So 22.
8.
7. Wait, how tall is Craven?
5'9".
Okay. Ink is about 6 foot, so I'm just kind of like envisioning everyone's heights.
This is 6'8".
Yes.
How tall is Theonidas?
7 foot.
Like Solana sees all these tall guys next to her, and she's just kind of breathe, like gulps, very
Also
loud.
have it
Solana's like 5'4".
Nice.
have it be noted every time he's standing, like this is standing next to Theo, like he's just like slightly on his tippy toes.
So good.
Oh,
All right. So, those of you that got at least a 10,
Okay.
you hear Arendor, that familiar accent and sort of mischievous tone. And then he's there, and next to him is a young man. Stands just a little bit below 6 foot. To describe Arendor, the image here is pretty close. He does have a couple scars on his face. He's got a pretty big beard. There are a couple beads in it, which is why I posted this one.
Okay.
When he casts magic, his eyes glow golden. He does have black hair, but there are streaks of white in it. He's wearing something akin to gray robes with like furs around them. He's got a staff that he carries around and a sword belt. His eyes are a pretty deep blue, sometimes gray. And when he sees all of you, he grins and his eyes light up from within. And he just says,
Do I notice them approaching him?
"Oh
Like,
yeah,
intentionally?
you're like you two are at the top of the stairs and they're at the bottom coming up, and he's smiling. Like there's obvious like he knows these people."
Eridor! I'm
Think-
gonna be like big Diz cheesing, and I'm just gonna run at him.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump out in front with my hand on my quarterstaff and put one hand out.
And I'm gonna
Stop
hold
right
him back
there.
a little bit.
I think Solana will do her best to. She'll basically copy what Diz did and just be like, "Arendor," but she has like that more like family vibe with him and almost wants to like hug him. She
Right.
wants to go straight for the hug.
Sweet.
She gets trampled.
Ow!
It's like basically palm in Solana's face as you step in front of her, in front of Arendor Craven, and then this big orc like kind of hugs you and then smushes you and Solana and himself into Arendor. He's too strong. I mean, there's no stopping him. He lifts the wizard and like this hug, and the two of you are sandwiched in between them. There's just this like little wiggle, and Arendor says, "I am Certainly happy to see you, Diz. But he says it in Orcish.
Arendor, speaking also in Orcish, I've missed you. There's so much I have to ask. There's a lot that just happened. I have so many questions. Where have you been?
He just says, traveling, young boy, traveling. And then he, like, sets Craven aside, who's been squished, and then pats Solana's head, gives her a little hug, and then waves to Theonidas, and then gives Inca, hey, look, like a little chin nod. There's, like, a squeal of his pig, as the pig is like, Solana! But, like, it's like, Solana, I love you.
Right? She picks it up and sweeps it around in her arms like a princess sweep. Oh my goodness, Nightmare, it's so good to see you. She takes a big whiff. She just smells him.
He smells like flowers, and he's a little fatter than last time. He's very sausagey, very porky.
You've been eating very well. She tries to give him like more food.
Ink just gives a bow towards Arendor as he notices him.
Did my mom tell me to seek out Arendor?
Yes,
correct?
that he would know about the Shadowlands.
So I don't really wave. I kind of just walk up and I'm kind of looking sad. And I go up to him and I put my hand on his shoulder. And I'm like, Arendor,
Yes.
mother has passed. And she
Do I
told
hear
me to
this
find
too?
you.
Yeah, you're all there.
Oh, I'm suddenly not smiling.
Solana's holding Nightmare like a baby, and she just grabs him tighter when she hears that.
And I put a hand on Theo's shoulder.
She's gone. And her dying words were to seek for you. I don't know what to do.
I am
Where to
so
start.
very sorry, my boy. And he holds you into a hug.
Thank you.
Diz is also gonna step a bit forward too and say that both my parents, I'm saying in Orcish, both my parents have also fallen. Arendor.
He looks very surprised.
I didn't know about Theo. Does Theo speak or understand Orcish at all?
No.
No. Okay. Which I'm just gonna turn to Theo. Sorry,
That's okay.
my parents too. And I'm gonna just like look down.
I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder and say I'm sorry and kind of gag because I can still smell the ketchup.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, there's still a little smear. I'm like on this corner of my lip.
I think Solana will see that. She'll put down the pig, and even though she doesn't know these people, she'll like embrace them. Like, even though they're so much bigger than her, she'll kind of like what a little kid would do to grab their parent. She would do that, and also wipe off any of the grime that she sees on Diz.
Okay.
Sorry to hear.
Arendor gives Craven a look. You can see the gears turning. Come up to my room. Let us have a talk.
Yes. I'll follow.
I also fall.
I grab
Okay.
Nightmare and I follow.
We all follow.
Ink is standing there taking sketches.
Slowly trailing behind.
So, as you come into the room, Arendor lets go of his staff and it floats off into a corner, waves his hand, and there's a table and chairs that reform out of the furniture that's already there. So, like the privacy screen, the bathtub, all of it becomes a table and chairs, and he has everybody sit. And then, just for the sake of being a good host, he twists his palms together and then sprinkles what looks to be like salt on the tabletop, and it becomes a meal.
I lighten up a
When
little bit.
When he sits, he seems very concerned. But also very happy to see each of you.
Diz is in like the entrance of the room, still trying to close the broken door. Like, just confused as like why it keeps like creaking open slightly every single time he shuts it.
About the third time you do that, everyone at the table sees Arendor waves his hand and it mends the door from where he's at. And so it actually closes for you, like, oh, okay, I did it.
Oh, got it. Turns around and joins the group.
I think Solana, as she's sitting with everyone, just quietly, like to herself, is welling up, wiping her eyes, and trying to make sure nobody notices.
Let us discuss.
Would you, Arendor, my friend, would you have any clue as to why Tower Town was targeted by, I believe my mother called these bandits the Hounds?
Hounds? Did they shadow fire? I ask Theo.
Shadow fire. I'm not too sure, my friend. I was out with my father, and we were looking for ingredients to come back home and to cook. And when we returned, ruin, slaughter.
Looks back at Arendor.
He is thinking. That much you can tell. He says, I believe that all of this is no coincidence.
I'm going to look at the others and ask, are we all here for the same reasons?
Solana stays quiet. She doesn't even want to talk about what happened to her compared to the guys. So she just sits there.
I believe what has brought us here all together is what mortals call fate.
Fate.
He bows his head towards the party, the group. Simply just says, I am Mink. It is a pleasure to meet you all.
Puts
Thank
a
you
thumb
for
to his
sharing
chest.
this moment with me.
Puts a thumb to his chest, says, Diz.
I put a fist to my chest and say, I'm Theo.
Solana stands up and does her whole greeting. I'm Solana Maradomoso, but you can call me Solana. Greeting. And I'm just here to help. Sits back down quietly.
And I'm Craven. I am squire to the king, Tarandrin. Is that how you said it?
Tarandarin.
Okay, I thought I wrote it down wrong. Yeah, Tarandrin.
Yeah.
And I'm here on a very important matter. I have not heard of these hounds, but at the moment I am assisting Arendor.
I'm gonna point to the pig, say, dinner?
Solana grabs Nightmare tighter and she's like, shh, don't listen to him. It's alright.
Not dinner, Diz, he says in Orcish.
Oh.
It seems you young folks have come at a very interesting time. I cannot be more sorrowful for the loss that the two of you have experienced. And I am also concerned where the king could be.
Are you sure that's a matter that should be spoken of here?
I'm not sure, but I'm going to go on hope. Recently, my goings and comings have involved death. Individuals retired from their adventuring days, having found love and life throughout the land, have recently perished. I have reason to believe that it is the shadow. The veil of darkness in between the light and the dark. Creatures made of nothing and fire. That is their domicile. Where they are from. It just so happens I am here to hunt such a creature. A goal, Thimble, like unto a werewolf of sorts. The thin protection that keeps the Shadowlands from seeping into our worlds grow thin on almost a solstice-like calendar. My travels are my attempts at patchworking that veil. How long ago did these attacks on your home happen, Theonidas? Diz?
Do I remember how long ago it was?
Like a couple weeks. I guess it took you a while to walk here.
Okay.
Was it
Then
the
I'll
same
say-
for me?
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll say it was a couple of weeks ago.
Same.
And do you remember the phase of the moon?
Let me look at my note.
Roll history.
Roll history.
Do I also?
11.
11 as well.
You don't remember. But you both have a very eerie feeling that it was at exactly the same time.
Then I'll just say that I'm not sure that I remember.
I was too distracted. Oh, I don't know that word. Oh, I'm saying the Norkish. Yeah, I was too distracted.
That works.
I think Solana will look to Arendar and be like, why does it matter? The phases of the moon.
Like clockwork. Like the movements of the moon. These creatures are able to press into our world from theirs.
Would Solana know anything about that as a cleric of the moon?
100%.
Okay, cool.
These things are an evil that evil is afraid of. These are nihilistic entities that seek the destruction of all life. Perhaps not even in the sense of death, in the sense of slavery, tyrannical rule, and a world set aflame under a fist of shadow.
I'm gonna grip my fist and step forward and say, "Must find them."
I agree. We must find whoever did this, or however we can to stop it.
Arendor. Where?
He kind of shakes his head. I know only my next step. I shall head to Halmir to repair the veil there.
Then let us join you.
And he just looks at Ink and then Solana and Craven.
I think Solana will
thought-
hear all this. Just be like, can I hold my decision for a moment? We can all discuss this, but I would like to speak with Arendor privately later. I can wait.
I cannot ask any of you on this journey to help me repair the veil. I have already made an oath to find the king wherever he may be. And yes, I think this is a perfectly acceptable time to speak of this young squire.
Very well.
But I do believe that the king's disappearance has everything to do with the veil. Everything.
So this is going to be a little bit more than just taking out one creature while we're here, huh?
If you could keep it busy while I look for the king's whereabouts, that would be quite helpful.
All right. Make it happen.
Captain. Oh, sorry.
I would ask perhaps not all of you to join me on this quest with the veil, but to indeed protect this hamlet. How convenient. I was looking for heroes, adventurers, and yet here you are.
You have my
Go
shield.
Hell yeah.
And my pen. Sorry, sorry. He Ink is looking at the rest, and he looks like he's fumbling through his sketchbook. And if anyone glances at it, they can see some sketches of Arendor in there. And he looks around. This is much like mortals call fate. The beginning of a story. Of a journey.
You have a way with words, my friend.
I'm quite curious to see where this leads.
Assist me in protecting those of Proudmoor, and I will answer all of your questions and do my utmost to assist all of you.
All right.
Will do.
Protecting we shall do.
He looks at Craven.
You already know the answer, old man. Of course I'm doing it. I've got to.
He grins, and then he looks at Ink.
I shall accompany you all.
Then he looks finally at Diz.
Takes his warhammer off of his patch on his hip, nods his head and grunts.
As the moon rises this night, just beyond the Brandywine field, there will be a glade. In the glade, When the moonbeams ignite the sigil, the creature will step through. It is not to make it to the people. Understood?
Yes.
Nod.
Good.
Yes.
Then we have an agreement. And we're going to end there.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.